Chop it up with you a little bit. This is Crown Knowledge Radio. Those with sight can only see the light. Power in the crown. Good evening, everyone. I'm Donna, and welcome to Crown Knowledge Radio. I am back. I hope you guys will be joining me tonight in the Crown. Um, as I stated before, I'm just getting used to being in live streaming on camera, social media, everywhere. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful, and I'm looking forward to building a Crown Knowledge family over here on YouTube. So thank you and welcome into the Crown. The chat room is open. Send me a question, a comment. Um, Wish me luck over here on YouTube. Again, if you want to know a little bit more about Crown Knowledge, just archive any of my past shows all the way back to 2011, and you'll find out sort of kind of what Crown is. I've probably changed some views here and there based on the changing of the times and what we're doing right now and how things are changing on the planet as a whole. So, tonight is Crown Knowledge, and normally this show would be done by myself and the God Rashad or some special guest collaboration for the show. And I am attempting to get myself situated to become a requester for collaborations with like minded individuals that like to think differently, originally on a topic of interest that wants to collaborate with Crown Knowledge Radio. So that will be coming very soon. If you want to reach out to me in the meantime, right now I do have an email, and that is Crown Knowledge with a K. I'm sorry, Crown Goddess with a K, Crown with a K, Crown Goddess at gmail.com. And you can email me there with your information, what your stream is, your channel, and I'll check it out, follow your information, and I'm hoping to. I got a couple of people that I'm following right now, and they're following me, and that I want to be able to collaborate with here very soon. So, Crown Knowledge Radio on Sundays will be the in-depth topics that I do from time to time. I'm not really going to go into anything tonight deeply, but I wanted to talk about something that came to me by way of a conversation with a family member. I'm never, ever, ever going to mention my family names, specific names. If I do, I'll probably make up a name, or I'll just say family member. But hopefully, some of my family members may appear on the show or come on the show and do some things. I know a few family members have expressed some interest in doing that. So, um, yeah. So with that being said, based on a based on a conversation that I had with a family member, first of all, this particular family member, every time I talk to them, they tell me, you know what, back in the day, you were spoiled. Let me just paint the picture. First of all, I'm older than this family member. I digress. We're going to move on from there. So I'm older than you. How do you know I'm spoiled? What does that mean? I'm not going to specifically talk about being spoiled in this particular show, but if anybody had a family member that they thought was spoiled, tell me why. What is it that made them spoiled? And were they a tattletale more so than they were spoiled? Because spoiled and being a tattletale are two different things. Am I right or am I wrong? Again, go into the chat room, leave me a comment. We'll talk about it. I'll bring it up in another segment or show. I'll shout you out, whatever the case might be. But what does that mean? To be spoiled. Some people say, being spoiled means you get everything you want. You always get what you want. You always get your way. And people equate that to being spoiled. I don't think so. I mean, it's a difference. But if you're a tattletale, that's something different. That don't mean you're spoiled, right? Anyway, put it in the chat room. But tonight I am going to just kind of open up conversation a little bit about tattletelling or truth telling. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, it doesn't stop there. So my family member and myself was having this conversation, and you just kept saying, "No, you were spoiled, you were spoiled." And it's funny to me because I'm on the other end, like laughing underneath my breath. I'm like, "I'm older than you. How do you know I was? How do you know I was spoiled? Did you spoil me?" Because that's really what I said. No, let me just stop you because I wasn't spoiled. I was a tattletale. There's a difference. I wasn't spoiled. I was a tattletale. So, and what I told him in that same conversation is that I'm still a tattletale. I'm just a different kind of tattleteller. I'm a more of a truth teller now than then. And I was a truth teller then. They just called it tattletale. How many times one of you have ever got a whooping for trying to tell on one of your siblings? And that was me all the time. If I knew not to try to tell my mother anything when we had company because she would get mad. And, go sit down somewhere. Go in the room and play. And stop telling. I know a few people say, stop being a tattletale, and it will get you in trouble, right? You would get in immediately like, stop being a tattletale. But if something happened and you didn't tell it, you would still get in trouble. So it's kind of like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So I was kind of in one of those. I was kind of in one of those positions, like I'm damned if I tell and damned if I don't tell. So I was in that type of situation. But let me talk in general terms of just tattletelling versus truth telling. Um, and what do I mean by tattletelling? What I mean something like, let's say in modern day, fast forward 2024, 2025, and years prior, they would say a whistleblower would be akin to a tattleteller. But would they be a tattleteller or a truth teller? Because can a tattletale be telling the truth? I think so. I think that, and a tattleteller just means it kind of gets a bad rep, maybe because of the name and the way that you put it, like, we can't tell her nothing because that's where I'm sitting right now. Don't tell her nothing because she gonna tell it, and I probably will. And he said something very profound. This family member, he said, somebody told me once, if you don't want something told, don't tell it. That's true. Because that's probably the only way it's not going to get told. Because the person that you think that you're trusting to not say anything, they're going to say something. You always got that one person that you say, I'll tell this person. And I know. Because there are people who's told me stuff and they don't know this. There's people that have told me stuff and I never told a soul. I never told anybody. There was no reason to. There was absolutely no reason to tell. Now, am I the type of person where I'm just going to bust you out and your dark secret that you told me in the middle of company, showing out in front of company? No, I'm not going to do that. But if you throw me under the bus, based on what you told me and I found out you was lying, I'm gonna bust you out. Yeah, I'm gonna say, wait a minute, hold up, because that's my, like, somebody will say something or do something, but then I'm the one, because I got the information. I'm the one that gets thrown under the bus. I'm not finna do that. I'm not getting ready to do that. I've had enough buses on my back to know, yeah, you at the risk of me and you never speaking again. I'm gonna tell it. Yeah, I'm gonna tell it. I'm not gonna be the one to walk away because I'm so nice. She nice. She ain't gonna say nothing. I beg to differ. Yeah, you're not gonna throw me under the bus. You're not gonna walk away like you didn't do anything. You're not gonna walk away like you didn't give me this information this way, and I'm gonna tell it exactly the way you gave it to me. That's what I'm not gonna do. But other than that, if you tell me something, be like, look, I got something to tell you. Don't say anything. Cool, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I don't have any reason to, because I don't keep a crowd of people around me to tell anything to. It used to be my mom. But then I found out, God rest her soul, mom, I couldn't tell mom everything. I just couldn't, because she'll wait at the very most inappropriate moment and just spill the beans on everything. Yeah, so I get it. You couldn't tell mom everything. But yeah, if you tell me something and you want me to keep it in confidence, cool. There's no reason for me to tell anyone anything that somebody told me in confidence, because there's nobody for me to tell. In essence, there's nobody for me to tell. But if we get around a group of people that you don't want to know what you told me, don't bust me out like it was me. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Yeah, because it's not gonna be good. This is not gonna turn out well for you. It's really not. Yeah, don't try to throw me under the bus slick with it and think you're gonna get away with it. Don't let that's what I said. I look like somebody's auntie, but I'm gonna tell you right now, yeah, don't, don't do that. So truth telling versus tattle telling, and that's what I told this family member. I'm like, no, I wasn't spoiled, because spoiled means I got everything I wanted. We didn't have nothing to get. That's weird. Like, spoiled how? And he never can give me a straight answer. Because I asked him, I said, are you saying that I got everything I wanted? Because that's kind of spoiled. There's some kids that, they don't have to get a job and go work and pay for their shoes and their bag or whatever. Their parents have money, so they get an allowance or a card, and they can go, when they'll go and they can get their head. Some kids don't even get after school jobs no more. I had to do that on more than one occasion and held down more than one job at once before I was out of my teenage years. So I've done that. So where I was spoiled, I have no idea. Even when it came to men, as I got older, I was never spoiled. There ain't no man that's ever paid all my bills, not ever. And I was married, and it didn't happen. Yeah, no. There's never not one man on this planet that can say, yeah, I paid all her bills and put her through school and bought her a new car. And no, absolutely not. And anybody that think they have, come on over here to my channel and put something in the chat. Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't have any reason to tell a lie about anything. My life has really been an open book, even though I was a very private person. I just didn't like being the center of attention. I don't. That was never my lane. It never was. But there's nothing in my life that I can't come out and say. If somebody said, well, you know what, we seen you do such and such and so and so. And if I know I did it, I'll probably be like, yeah, you know what, that was back when so and so and so. And somebody tried to show me a picture of myself. And I was looking good at my 50 something birthday. Yeah, I'm okay with telling people how old I am. I'm not a youngster and proud of it. But then look at you, and you got your and you this and you that and you boom and you bam and you wham and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I'm going. And I think somebody posted it or something, and they're like, oh, okay, this is family member, yeah. Oh, look at you, and you got your and she just and you right, you got that right. I'm never gonna probably look that good again. I'm not the ugliest thing on the planet, but I ain't never gonna look that good again. That was prior to me getting older. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't butt ass naked. That I hope I don't get kicked off YouTube. Um, but But there's, some things that people, if you point it out and you know it to be true, don't walk up to me telling a lie, because it's not going to turn out well for you. It is really not going to turn out well for you. It really is not. Uh, Ask a couple of people. They tried it. It didn't turn out well for them. Um, so if you don't have no receipts, don't try to be a tattletale without receipts. Now that's one thing that I know. I remember being younger, because as we got older and got out of the house mom daycare, when we got older, did you see him do it? We didn't go sit your ass down somewhere. Like if you didn't see him do it, go sit down. Yeah, go play. Go outside, play. Quit telling on people and you don't know it to be true. Sit down somewhere. you know. So, I mean, it was that kind of energy that I remember. I don't want no family members coming in here and saying, "Well, Mama never said that to me." She probably didn't, and you probably didn't stay home long enough for her to say it. That's a whole nother show. We'll get to that later. Um, but at the risk of, let me just say it like this: when did telling the truth become equivalent to punishment? When did telling the truth become a crime? Sort of, kind of. I mean, because my my limited understanding of, let's just say, the justice system is that truth is supposed to set individuals free. At least that's where it says somewhere. I'm not going to say in the Bible because I don't know that for sure that it is in the Bible. But the truth is supposed to set you free. Let me just tell y'all that I wear braces. So, I've seen a couple of comments like, "What's in her mouth? Why's she talking like that?" I have braces and they really get on my nerves. I can't wait to get them taken off, by the way. So there we are with those. But when did telling the truth become a crime? When did it become criminal to tell the truth? Now, I know, in certain areas and situations and circumstances and neighborhoods, they say, being a snitch, snitches get stitches, and I get it. I get that. If you're in a situation where your life is in danger and you safer going to prison, I don't know, but um, so I've understood certain information that, okay, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want a family member to be hurt, or I I just withheld the truth. That's different from telling a lie. That's quite different from telling a lie, I think. So again, y'all put something in the chat room. Let me know if you do you feel like withholding the truth is the same as telling a lie? That's a good question. Yeah. Or if y'all hear laughter in the background, that's actually my brother. He's sitting there cracking up. I don't know what he's watching, but he is rolling. Um, so tattletelling and truth telling. And I told this family member, I said, yeah, I'm still a tattletale, but it's not even really that. Again, I mentioned, I think in the last stream that I did, that this is 2025. This is the time of information coming out, being uncovered. This is the moment and energy of being your true, authentic self. This is the time that you want to really get into being who you are authentically. Um, Sometimes it means cleaning out your closet. Sometimes it means cleaning out the attic. Sometimes it means cleaning out the basement. Just sometimes it just means cleaning up your bedroom. I'm not gonna make any comments on that, but it is what it is. Sometimes it's just clean up your bedroom, clean out your closet, clean the basement, the attic. It's just time to get rid of a lot of shit in your life, because it makes room for something more, something better, something more substantial, something that you don't have to hide. You might still have to put it in the closet from time to time, but maybe this time You can pull it out of the closet every now and then. It's okay. It's not that thing that, you know what, granddaddy told me to die with this. It's like I can't tell nobody. If that's one of them things, then leave that in the closet if that's what you want to do. But being able to tell your authentic truth and be your authentic self, when I tell you that it's nothing like it, um, at the risk of losing friends and family, at the risk of somebody never speaking to you again, at the risk of you living a certain moment in your life, a certain length of your life, just trying to do your own thing. And find out, what's really happening here. Are these people really my friends? The people that you have in your circle that are around you, are they really your friends? Do these particular family members that you deal with, do they really have your back? For real, for real? Like really on some real shit. I mean, do they, like, if the chips are down, who is the one person, some people say, they have a child that I know, like, when the chips are down, this person's gonna be there for me. When I'm down and out and I need to call that one person, you should at least have one person in your life that I know above everybody else. Everybody else is kiki, ha ha ha, he. We laughing and joking and everything's funny. But when the rubber hits the road, who's really got your back? For real, for real. And who's going to be honest about doing that? So there's one thing to be, there, and I put a whole bunch of stuff in here, like a whistleblower, gossip. What category is gossip in? Is gossip? Can gossip sometimes be true? Yeah, gossip can sometimes be true, but it's still gossip, especially if it's dirty gossip, like some church mess or next door neighbor mess, or you sticking your nose in somebody's bedroom where it don't belong. Like, who does that? Like, who? Why would you care who's sleeping with who, as long as they ain't sleeping with nobody that's committed to you? That kind of thing. And if somebody is somewhere where they ain't supposed to be, like, if you're not gonna fix it, then why are you speaking it? If you're not gonna do anything about it, then why do you have that person's name in your mouth? Why? Because, again, so I just heard something profound, and I can't make this up. Right before I came on, I want to say Truth and Power, but I don't know what this guy's name is. Somebody sent this to me. He said people have to have groups of people hating on the same person, uh, something like that. You don't want to be a hater by yourself, so you gonna call everybody you possibly can to hate with you. Let me see if I can play it. I'm not gonna show it.
You know you strong when it takes everybody to come against you just to bring you down. They got to get everybody else to go along with it because they don't want to look like a hater by themselves. You know you strong when it takes everybody to come against you just to bring you down. They got to get everybody else to go along with it because they don't want to look like a hater by themselves.
Okay, do this. Hold on. One thing I made. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm not tech savvy, ain't so savvy. I hope y'all heard that, but yeah. Um, so basically, that's that to me is in the line of gossip, but it could still be true. But it could be somebody that really want to get their lick back, but at the same time they don't want to look like the only hater, so they're going to make sure they spread it to everybody they possibly can, so that everybody else can hate with them, so they can be like, well, I ain't the only one. They feel this way too. He said it was fucked up too. Like, I don't want to be the only one that's I don't want to be the only one running around here hating on somebody. I want a whole group of people hating the same person with me, so that I won't look fucked up as a person. So I get it. But I'm sorry, YouTube. I got to remember I am not on Blog Talk anymore. So, but yeah, so I don't think that hold on, people, hold on. I don't think that gossip is tattletelling. I think and truth telling. I guess more so truth telling. Um, Tattletale is kind of like you don't have a choice. I gotta tell it because if I don't, this is gonna happen X Y Z, and it's gonna be a series of a whole bunch of messed up stuff. So I gotta tell it. I gotta tell somebody. I mean, I can't just if I sit on it. A lot of people are going to be hurt, and in that instance, somebody's gonna get hurt. And 9 times out of 10, in my family, it was probably gonna be me. So yeah, at some point it was going to come around to yeah, I got to take one for the team, the whole team. Really. So yeah, to sometimes to save my own ass, yeah, I had to tell it. Also, uh, so when I got older and I realized, even as people were saying, oh, don't tell her because she's gonna tell it. And like I said, this family member themselves admitted that somebody told them, if you don't want something told, don't tell it. But in the age and in the information age of social media platforms, podcasts, anybody's lips on a microphone, USA, and that's just world. I mean, that's worldwide. But let's just stay in the U.S. of A. Uh, yeah, not telling something is the last thing on most people's mind. So you have to decide what you're going to tell. That's what this whole platform, internet, social media, um, being visible, being seen, having your, and again, I started what I'm doing. This ain't brand new. YouTube is brand new. TikTok is brand new. But me putting out truth and information, my truth, what I understand to be the truth, and also trying to be my authentic self and give an original thought. Like I said, me and the guy Rashad been doing this years ago. My family didn't even know I was doing it. So they're probably looking at me now like, what is she doing? What is she doing? And why does she look like she ain't got no teeth in her mouth? What's wrong with her? What is wrong with her? Like, and who put gray hair on her head? Jesus, help me, Lord. I know my family. I know them. So at the end of the day, there'll be maybe 2 people that might get it, and the rest gonna think it's funny as hell. I promise you. They're gonna be like, what is she doing? Get your TT, get her, get your cuz, get your family member. What is she doing? No, boo. I've been doing this. This ain't brand new. I started this back in 2011. Still going strong. Blog Talk was talk radio only. So this YouTube didn't even exist, and neither did definitely not TikTok or Instagram. None of that was around when I was doing talk radio with the God Rashad. We've been doing this. I did it when I lived in other states. Nobody knew I was doing it. No, well, family members knew I was doing it, but other people, um, there's a lot of information that we were bringing online that we will be circling the block on because it's relevant now. It may not have been relevant then, but it's relevant now. Um, so telling my version of the truth is not new to me. And like I said, I started as a little something being a tattletale, if that's what you want to call it. Um, doesn't have anything to do with being spoiled. I'm still going. Spoiled is something completely different. And again, I want somebody to give me your definition. Don't give me a Webster's dictionary version. Like, tell me about somebody that you thought was spoiled in your family. Put it in the chat right now. Tell me about somebody that was spoiled in your family. I'm gonna put it in here right now. If I type hard, y'all, forget y'all. um, Tell me about someone you thought was spoiled in your family, not in somebody else's family. stay out of folks, stay out of folks' families. Like, worry about your own family. Tell me about somebody that was spoiled in your family. Um, and put it in the chat room. And yeah, let me see what y'all think spoiled is. But this particular family member really thinks that, and it's funny because I'm older than them. I'm older than them. And he's like, just by a few years, but still, dude, I'm older than you, sis, family member, guys, I'm older than you. So why, yeah, what you think is spoiled is not spoiled. Now, like I said, I was a nuisance. I was a tattletale because I was always somewhere watching, even when they didn't think I was watching. Yeah, I was like the agent by the door. I was watching. I was watching stuff. Why? Because somebody was going to get hurt eventually, and somebody was going to do something that eventually was going to come back to being my fault somehow because I was the only one who was not in the room. Somehow it was going to come back to being my fault, especially if it was happening around the house. Now, what they did when they weren't around the house, I don't know a lot about that. But if they was in the house or in the vicinity of the house, I was there. Peeping around corners and pea potting, as they say back in the day. I was peeping around corners. So there was things that I saw that I probably should not have seen. But don't lie on me and think that I'm gonna stand by and get thrown under the bus. I'm not. No, that's not what we're not gonna do. But you can, other than that, tell away. Um, so gossip, whistleblowing, truth telling, and tattletelling. Now, whistleblowers, wow, I think that might be a whole different show, and I might bring that up again in Hidden in Dark Corners because I think it kind of has something to do with all of that narrative that I'm running over there on Hidden in Dark Corners, and whistleblowers are targets. If you're in that line of work, if you're connected in that way, if you are dealing with those types of individuals on a regular basis, I don't happen to deal with those type of people, um, but yet I find myself a targeted individual. That's weird. But think about it. Think about what it's worth, especially if you have a family and you have children. But you're the type of person that you want to be able to live your authentic self. I think you have a right to do that. You have a right to be your authentic self and live your authentic life. And if you can leave the situation that's kind of causing you to want to be that whistleblower or whatever, try to leave. Just leave. Let them do whatever it is they're gonna do, and you leave. Now I did that, and I'm not even in the realm of being a whistleblower, but I left a dangerous situation, and the danger just followed me, and to present day. That's weird, but it's something to be said about telling the truth, um, and telling your story. So telling, even the word tell means to express by either uncovering or exposing or giving indication like a telltale sign. And I'm not, you can look it up in the dictionary if that's what you want, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you that to tell something and to express something, if it is your truth, if it is, and I keep saying your truth, because some truth in itself doesn't need an explanation. You shouldn't have to explain the truth to anybody. If they say, I saw a family member on a live stream on YouTube and she had gray hair, that's true. Don't know. You can go pull the video up and see, yep, there she is. She's got on purple, which is my mother's colors, by the way. I'm channeling my mom right now. Um, and she had gray hair. She had an uncle with a bandana. Like, I don't know. But the truth, so nobody has to explain. And you have a receipt. Oh no, it's true. And unless they take her off, go look at it. You gotta see this. Somebody come see this. You gotta see this. She on there and yeah, and it's the truth. You know why? Because you can see it. The person that you telling can see it. You got a receipt for somebody to go back and see it. And this ain't my first time doing it. So the truth doesn't need a whole lot of people, and it don't need a whole lot of BS behind it. It is what it is. The truth is what it is. It's like that solid situation. It don't you don't have to explain the truth when you got a receipt. The truth comes with receipts. Let's somebody please put that in the chat room. The truth comes with receipts. Because the truth of the matter is, if you don't have a receipt, I ain't buying it. I ain't taking it from you, and I'm not borrowing it without a receipt. Show me the receipt. Remember how people used to get popped for buying stolen merchandise? You know why? Because they didn't have a receipt. That's why. You know why they got popped? Because they didn't have no receipt. And the people said, look, there's a serial number right here. We got the SKU codes back at the store. We can take this serial number and match it with our SKU codes that we got back at the place where you stole it from. And we can match that to this until you tell them a lie. You know why? Because you don't have a receipt. That's why. So stop buying lies from people that don't have receipts. Stop doing that. Start telling the truth. Start being your own authentic self. Start finding your own authenticity and stop riding off of other people's life that you envy, and you have to make up shit for their life to be horrible like yours. They don't even have to have what you have. And I ain't talking about money. They don't have to have what you have. You could have way more than they do. They driving a little raggedy piece of something, and you driving a brand new car, and they wearing raggedy cheap clothes, and your stuff you wearing $1,000 outfits every day. Like you and you still hating on them for what? Where are we doing this at? Stop buying lies from people that don't have receipts to go with it. The first words out of my mouth is, where did you see them do this? Who told you they did that? Did they tell you where they were? Are they the person that they was doing this with? Have you ever seen them do that? And if the answer to all of them are no, sit your ass down somewhere. What are you just out here lying for the free? What is wrong with telling the truth? Even if it hurts somebody's feelings, absolutely. Somebody said, even if it's going to hurt somebody's feelings, if it's hurting their feelings and saving your life, absolutely. Absolutely. If it's hurting somebody's feelings and saving your life, absolutely. And then it's certain people that just don't want to hear the truth. They'll believe everything else. They'll believe everything that anybody, they'll watch a sci-fi movie and believe 85% of what's happening on the screen. And I'm going to tell you, if you're watching a sci-fi movie these days, probably 99% of what you're looking at is true. It's available right now, today, in some country on planet Earth. That technology that you're looking at is available, and it's true. But when it comes for somebody like me, because I look like somebody's auntie, auntie going through it. You know she crazy, right? Her cheese done slid all the way off her cracker. She out here making up shit. What in the fuck for? What for? Just because I don't have nothing else to do? Is that what it is? Because I'm not out partying and drinking and essing and effing and drugging and dragging and dancing and getting. I ain't out here tripping and trapping and I don't know. I don't even know what they're doing in the street right now. I really don't want to. I watch the news every day, like, and when I was out there, it was good enough. I was out there very early, way before I was supposed to be. I got a family member that can vouch for that. I was already out there. I know what's out there. Ain't much changed, especially where I live right now. It ain't much changed. Everything's the same. It's pretty. Every time I run into somebody and I have hope that they have changed, they have not. They've either gotten worse or they've just gotten horrible. I don't see much. I really don't. So stop buying lies from people that don't have receipts to back it up. If they're telling the truth, you will see it. I promise you that. The truth can be seen. A lie you can't see. You can't see it. And I'm not talking about spirituality. I'm talking about in the 3D. And usually you can go by your own gut instinct. But again, consider the source. That's number one. Who's telling you this? And then the second thing, after you consider who's telling you that this person has done whatever, or whatever the thing is that this person's trying to tell, ask yourself, go with your gut. What is your instinct telling you? What is your gut telling you? Damn, that's messed up if he doing that. Because I ain't never seen him do it. You wouldn't say that out loud, but this is what you're saying to yourself in your head. I ain't never seen so and so do that, so I think they lying, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. Oh snap! For real? Damn, that's what they doing for real? Yeah. She had that little sneaky side to her. I knew it. He always walked around with his hands in his pockets. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Old people used to say that. Quit walking around with your hands in your pockets. I don't know what that means. I really don't. But it's just, I don't know. It's a saying. Um, but yeah. So then you start making up scenarios in your mind. Well, they said she was doing this, and we really don't know, because we really don't know what family member do for real. Do y'all know where does she work? How she make her money? And it's funny. It's funny how it all go down because you don't know what I do to make money and pay my bills. I got to be doing something shady, because other than that, she is not nearly smart enough to work for a Fortune 500 company and run a computer. She can't do that. She can't be smarter than me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So she got to be out there doing something to somebody to put some money in her pocket. Now I'm saying this is somebody's story. I ain't necessarily saying. I'm saying this is somebody's story. This is somebody giving a narrative about you to someone. First of all, let's consider they're telling somebody you know versus somebody you don't know. Because somebody you don't know is easy. I don't know them. So and so said that, they heard you was so and such and such. Who? Why would you go to that person? Why would they tell him? I don't know them. I don't know this person. But if they say they told a family member that I know for sure, my first thing is, and what did you do? Because we family, we right. What did you do? What did you say? It's funny how you find out. It really is. It's interesting how you find out. Like, wow, for real? You jumped on the bandwagon too. Okay. Wow. Um, that's interesting, because sometimes it's okay. And sometimes it's the people that you would think would say, nah, shit, I gotta ask family member about that, because that don't, yeah, no. I mean, I ain't saying you're lying, but I'm just saying I ain't never seen family member do that. I'm not saying that, somebody might have told you that, but did you actually see them do it? Okay, I ain't gonna say you're lying, but I'm just gonna say, don't be buying no lies without receipts. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. So, here lately, and when I say lately, over the past 5, maybe 10 years, and I've been doing uh, Crown Knowledge Radio for some time, and myself and the guy Rashad, and we get on here, we talk about it all the time, and we could see that moment when telling the truth was criminal, like And again, I just equated it to maybe being a whistleblower or being in a company or a corporation or some type of an organization and wanting to absolve yourself for being connected to this particular organization or company. You want to make what you do virtuous, and the only thing that you can do is quit. You can leave and say, "Look, I can't be a part of this. I'm not feeling right. I just want to leave. I just want to walk away." And for some strange reason, they're not going to allow you to do that. We can't let you do that. And they show you in a plethora of ways that they're not going to let you do that. That is interesting. That's interesting. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna tell anybody. I'm not gonna say what I saw, and you can give me to sign whatever I need to sign to say, look, I'm done with y'all. I don't work for y'all anymore. Da 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 da. Or I'm not involved in whatever this is, and so on so such. And I'll walk away. I'm done. I'm good because I want to save my integrity. I want to keep my integrity intact. So whatever it is y'all doing, y'all don't have to include me. Just leave me alone. Don't have nothing to do with me. But sometimes things don't work out that well. Another thing I found out is that people that say that it was another post that I saw of a young lady who said she had been friends with this person for 5 years. I had a friend for longer than that, almost 30 years. And she found out in the strangest way that this girl hated her the whole time. Like she was her arch enemy the whole time. And I'm not going to say the whole thing. I'm hoping that I'm going to try to find the post. It was like in one of those reaction video compilations. But this this young woman said that she met this woman, da 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 da, and by happenstance, and their paths crossed, and their families got together, and they got to know one another. Long story short, their families loved each other, and they were entwined by just happening to meet a person, a female, somewhere, and they hit it off. And so now this female is in your family. And she said, I can't keep forgetting I'm over here on YouTube. She said this female was her op the whole time. And she said the girl told her when she finally found out she was pregnant. And she called the girl because she wanted her and her husband to be their godparents to her daughter. And I guess the girl, her conscience was eating her up because she had to. She said, "Look, I don't like you." That's not funny. It's funny. It's sad to think that somebody you've been friends with for more than a year and you treated them like friends, y'all party like friends, y'all ate like friends, you've been in my house, you sat at my table, you've been in my family's face, so on and so forth. And she said, this woman told her, I never liked you. I never liked you. You always had, you and your husband is perfect. And this is covered in this, but this is envy. And again, in another show, you will hear me talk about the weapon of envy. It's not like jealousy. Jealousy is, oh, I wish I had a purple sweatshirt and gray hair like Dordana. And you can get that. Boom, you go to the store, get you some gray hair and a purple hoodie, probably in the same place. And the hairband. You can probably get the hairband, the hair, and the hoodie in the same place. You probably can. But that's jealousy. Oh, so and so's got beautiful skin. Okay. Well, get you some skincare stuff, and you can have beautiful skin too. That's envy. That's jealousy. Envy is a weapon. Envy, if it's not maintained or disseminated properly, can cause mental health issues. I'm telling you now, one of the guys said jealousy is a mental health issue. Envy is a mental health issue. That's a mental health issue. That's when not only are you envious, but If I can't have what you have, I'm going to screw you up and sabotage you so bad that you won't have it either. That's envy. That's a mental health issue. It can also lead to insanity, and it's absolutely crazy. For I'm listening to this woman, and I'm like, I hope this ain't my life. This can't be my life. I'm not that. Here I am. They're Donna. I am somebody's auntie. That can't be my life. Like, really? This is what we doing? She said this girl told her, and we're still talking about truth. And we're talking about tattletale, and we're talking about gossip and whistleblowing and what that all means. But this particular girl said this girl felt I don't know. She didn't say she felt bad. I think her conscience was whooping her, but she didn't feel bad about it. She said, you always have what you want. You got a great guy, you got a nice house, and she said this woman ended up getting pregnant too. And they were almost pregnant at the same time. I think she said they were maybe a few months pregnant apart from each other. And this woman was still coveting her life. That's weird. That is very weird. You have what you want, but it just is something about you getting it. It's not about I got it and I can, mine probably looks better than yours. Mine looks better than yours. I'll fix mine better than may have whatever costs more than yours, whatever the case might be. But I still don't want you to have it. I don't want you to have it. That's just making my stomach hurt and I got diarrhea. I don't want you to have it. I'm gonna throw up a little bit and I'm gonna cry when ain't nobody looking. That's how bad I don't want you to have this. Like, who does that? Where are we doing this at? Why am I talking about this? Because it's a lot of that going around. You know why? Because people are ending up DEAD. They're ended up being M'd. I don't want to say the word, but yeah, they're ending up with their breath being removed because of somebody being envious. That's weird. We hear the stories all the time. There's a little cheerleaders, and one cheerleader can do the routine better than the other little cheerleader, and she got cut. And the next thing you know, the other little cheerleader came up missing. Like, wait a minute, hold on, what are we doing? Really? I have heard the most ridiculous. I don't drifted into something else, y'all, but it's all about being your authentic self, because you know why? It erases all of that. Now, the one thing that being your authentic self to people cannot do is erase their mental incapabilities, their mental health issues, their insanity. In some cases, it can't erase narcissism. It can't erase sociopathic behavior. It cannot. But what it can do is put you in a space where you don't have to deal with it, because you're going to be your authentic self. You're going to start loving yourself more than you hate somebody else when you want to be your authentic self. I love myself more than I hate you. So I'm just going, yeah, I don't have time for that. If I envy your life that much and I see myself turning into something that I don't like, I got to step away. I got to back up. But there's something tricky about that, because people that really, really don't like you, they can't seem to stay away from you. Somebody put a holla if you hear me in the chat room. Most people who really, really hate you, they got to come around to see what they can talk about that you're doing bad in. Like, I got to find out where she's hurting so I can talk about it. Yep. That's what he get. He ended up with that old crotchety chick. I heard she had crickets and crabs. I don't know. You're just mad. You're just mad for no reason. What is happening in your life that makes you that way? What's happening in your life that makes you want to just lie? I'm gonna tell a lie on this person because I can't find no dirt on him. I can't find no dirt. Like, this bitch really don't do nothing, do she? She ain't got an outside kid. She ain't got a rough baby daddy. She ain't got, I got braces in my mouth and I look like I ain't got no teeth. You can tell this. You can lie and say, you know what? I saw her on YouTube. She ain't got a tooth in her mouth. Oh my God, that is hilarious. I'm sorry. That is hilarious. Don't say that. Don't y'all do that. Don't do me like that. I got braces. Oh my Lord Jesus, I'm crying. It's funny. It's not funny. Now, nobody's life is funny when they're being targeted because of lies. That's not funny because that's what's happening to me. And I'm laughing about it because I know there's no receipts. I'm laughing because there are no receipts. That's weird. The hurtful part of it, even though I'm laughing, is that my family believes it. That's weird. That is so weird. Yeah, nobody can walk up to me and say anything about anybody in my family. Let me put this on record. Nobody. I don't care if they did it. If I didn't see them do it until I find out from another family member who knows, or from that family member, I don't know. I don't know nothing. I really don't. I don't know a thing. And it's funny how you find out how your family really feels because they think you spoiled or you a tattletale. We are grown up, grown as individuals. Are you really? This is what we're doing. We are grown individuals. And we can't get past something. Somebody stepped on your toe in 1973, and you've been carrying that around present day 2025, and you still hot as fish grease about something that the other person probably don't even remember. Remember, I said in the other show, it's like drinking poison and expecting for somebody else to die. You just drank some poison. Bless your heart, boo boo. I don't hate anybody. There's a lot of people I don't like. It's a lot of people, like I said before, I wish I had never met. I don't have to like you. I'm not feeding you or your family. I'm not putting food on your table. If I'm not paying your bills or caressing and massaging you, you don't care nothing about what I got to say, right? You could care less. She ain't feeding me. She ain't feeding my kids. You can roll your neck and put your put your hand on your hip. I don't care what I don't care what she got to say. I could care less about what Derdana got to say. She don't rule my life. She ain't she's not putting money in my pocket. Now I'll talk about that in hidden in dark corners. But yeah, so that part. So if people can't handle the truth, now being mean and telling the truth are two different things. But if you're telling the truth, if you're telling the truth about someone, it's probably going to hurt their feelings because you're probably gonna say, I hate I ever told that person that. I hate that that person knows that about me. You might say that because it's things that I know that if people could remember and they told it, I would probably be hurt. I don't care about it being told, but I'm like, okay, me and you like that. That's how me and you are. Okay, now I know, and I make a mental note and I move accordingly. What you gonna do? So yeah, everybody. I don't know. Truth is stranger than fiction. Truth, it may get you in trouble, but it's supposed to set you free. Truth, it might expose you, but it's going to elevate you is what it's supposed to do. So if you're grown and you're aware and you're ascended, and if it's true, you get elevation from truth. You get exposed when you're lying. You get elevated when someone's telling the truth, but you get exposed if you're telling a lie. So we're talking about the person that's doing the telling. But the truth can expose you too. It's going to hurt your feelings. It's going to expose you because you don't want anybody to know your truth. You don't want anybody to know that. I don't want nobody to know that. They can know this. They can know that. They can know I wear fake hair. They can know my boobs ain't real. I got a BBL, whatever the case may be. I ain't got neither one of them. But I mean, they can know all of that. But that over there, they can't know that. And if you didn't tell anybody, then ain't nobody gonna know. But if you told somebody, sooner or later, somebody's gonna know. Um, Tattletellers usually get others to get on board with them, and that's what I just played for you guys. I didn't make that up, dude. Just I guess it just happened to be coincidence that he made that post the day I was going to do this this stream. Um, and he said, "Yeah, you want a whole bunch of people on board with you, so you won't look like a hater all by yourself." But the truth, it isolates you and it protects you. So the one thing that you want to do is protect your truth. You want to be able to protect your truth, and not only that, but you want to. What does it say? Sometimes the rejection is protection. That's true. I had to learn that the hard way. It's weird how it all goes down, but if that is your truth, you want to protect it. But when the truth does come out, it's okay at the risk of people rejecting you. That's really God protecting you. I promise you. It might not look like it at the time, but that's how it pans out eventually. And you're gonna be like, oh, thank God. Thank God my enemies didn't want me around this person. Because let me tell you, you never know. You never know. Your enemies were trying to sabotage your relationship, but they was really saving your life. They really didn't know. They really didn't know. And for that, I say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Tattletales want to bind you. They want to bind you up and get you locked up in some cases. They want to bind you to something. They want to get you weighed down by something. But truth in its authenticity is supposed to set you free. It's supposed to make you feel free. It's supposed to make you feel freedom. And again, somebody said, well, Donna, you don't look like you going through what you saying you going through. Why is that? Because I am telling the truth. If I was lying, I'd be hiding. Somebody put that in the chat room, please. If I was lying, I would be hiding. Because the last thing you want to do is get exposed for a lie. Like, oh my God, this whole time everybody done found out. And so now I got to go somewhere and hide. For what? That's weird. So truth is supposed to make you free. It's supposed to make you feel free. Even though you're getting everything thrown at you and this ain't right and that ain't right and stuff is still weird around you and this is going down real weird. It's like, okay, I still gotta get up and get shit done. Like I don't know what I don't know. What do you want from me? Like this shit still has to get done. Like I don't understand. I don't get it. But usually the person that's telling that lie, they want you to stand still. They want you to be in one spot until your flower's not growing anymore. That's where I want you to be. I want you to be right there. You stay there. You stand there until your flower's not pretty anymore. And then when your flower's not pretty, we're going to cut you down and we're going to put you in the wood chipper. I don't know. Tattletales could be telling the truth. It's probably in the delivery. And the truth is what it is. Tattletales could be lying. And that goes into some other stuff, habitual lying. You just lying to be lying. You just gonna tell a lie because you bored. You ain't got nothing better to do but to tell a lie. And that's kind of like where tattletales get a bad name, because if you that person that's always telling stuff and people constantly finding out that it's not true, then just like crying wolf, yeah, crying wolf, all of that. Like, yeah, you can next thing you know, be like, you know what, don't when they open their eyes, they lying. Don't it ain't even about them opening their mouth at this point. When they get up in the morning and open up their eyes, they lying. Just don't, yeah. Just say, oh, okay, oh, for real? Yep, uh-huh. And so, yep, mm-hmm. And like, okay. Especially when when you deal with family, because you really don't want to start no mess. You don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but you already know this family member. As soon as they look at you, you can look at me and I know you lying. You lying. You lying. You ain't even saying nothing. You ain't nothing came out of your mouth, and you are lying. Yeah, don't that part. But the truth just is what it is. The truth needs no explanation. People should know when somebody is telling the truth, and if you don't know, then wait until you find out for yourself. And if you that interested, because most people are like, I don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. But when you're bored, idle hands is the devil's playground. When you're bored, you want to not only do I want to hear the lie, I want to jump on board with the lie. I want to make it juicy for you, and then I want to smack it up, flip it, rub it down, and redistribute it. I want to, yeah. Let's make the lie look like a celebrity. Yeah, we gonna do all of that. We gonna make this lie dazzle. Like we gonna make it the lie of the century. This is what we gonna do. Like we gonna get a bunch of other people to get on board with us, and we gonna take the eye and mix it up with some jelly and spread it on toast. We gonna make this lie right. It's gonna be the right lie. Why? Because you don't have anything else to do. You're bored. And there's got to be something wrong with a grown individual, a grown man or a grown woman in their right mind that thinks that that's entertainment. There's something mentally wrong with you. There's something socially wrong with you. If you think that that's entertaining, you can't find anything else to do. No. Um, Tattletale is instigating. You're instigating something, or you want revenge for something. So I've known a few people that will do that. They will start a situation. It doesn't even have to be a lie. It could just be a situation, and they'll start something. Even if we're around as a family and there's a small gathering, get together, cookout, barbecue, whatever going on, and somebody will say something, and then they'll go sit somewhere else and get their plate and drink and act like nothing's ever happened, and then watch the drama go down like they didn't do nothing. Like that's weird. I've seen a few people do that. Like I'm like, nah, I just saw so and so go over there and start this shit and then sit down and start eating like they didn't do nothing. Like really, it's weird how it all goes down. I'm telling you, it is what it is. It's family. Um, but the truth should bring about a calmness around you. That's what the truth should do. Um, I know people that have to have people around them all the time. I'm not one of those people. I know people that they do better in a crowd. I'm not one of those people. Um, I know people who shine when the spotlight is on them. I'm trying to be one of those people because I think everybody has a moment when their light is supposed to shine. But I don't like being the center of attention 24/7. That is not my lane. It never has been. And so, with that being said, yeah, Crown Knowledge has been my baby for a long time. This is my crown jewel, no pun intended, but it is all about the crown. If you don't know what the crown chakra is, and the crown chakra happens to be purple, if you did not know, this is the indigo, I guess, if you did not know. And that's the crown that we try to stimulate here in this stream. Yeah, go back and listen to my shows. I tell people all the time, I'm an open book. And it's funny that strangers can see something true about you quicker than your family members can. And then, there's a saying that people treat strangers better than they treat actual family. And sometimes that's true too. But in the crown, your family, as long as you're respectful and you have some authentic words to say to make the crown better, to expand the crown. This is all new for us. We've been on talk radio for a long time. So coming over to YouTube and coming into other social platforms where there's cameras and people commenting on what you're doing. And we have people commenting on what we did too. We actually had the ability for them to call in and join in on the show. So I'm just disappointed sometimes when we can't do that. But we will be doing collaborations over here, and like we did in the past, we'll be doing that. And hopefully bigger and better things. It's a lot of people out there that I would really like to touch base with. They may not want to touch base with me. The truth is what it is. So, and I'm good with that. But there are a lot of people out there that I have kind of touched base with. They're showing an interest, and I'm excited. So, with that being said, I want to say thank you. And remember, it's all about love and the crown all the time. I am Dodana. I am the goddess of infinite light, the daughter of divine love, or daughter of divine light and goddess of infinite love, however you want to put it. It's all about the God in me. I want to recognize the God in you. I invite you over into my chat room anytime. Anytime, come on in and join us and let's build a crown family over here on YouTube. I want to say thank you and I love you and good night, everybody.